blame on someone else. Joining me right now, Democratic strategist Harlan Hill, along with Democracy for America Communications Director Neil Schroka. Harlan, you know, there's a difference, we should point out, between what Hillary Clinton did and what Mr. Powell did. Explain it.
Well, it's very clear. I mean, Hillary Clinton's trying to obfuscate the truth, which was that he never used his private email server or his AOL account to communicate classified information. That's the difference. In other words,
he just had an email address that was a separate email address for his own personal communications. He didn't have a separate server, and he didn't actually send classified information over the AOL account.
Important distinction. I mean, you know, he never put national security at risk by using his AOL email account. She did by using her private email server.
So why is she out there always trying to pin the blame effectively on him, Neil?
Well, listen, I think what's going on here is Secretary Clinton clearly had this private email server beforehand. She asked Colin Powell how he handled departmental communication going forward. And he said, yeah, he had his personal email account and used some of that to correspond with people within the State Department. And she took that as, oh, OK, I'll do something similar. Now, at the end of the day, should she have done it on a private email server? No. But I think it's a little bit, you know, I think that there were kind of arguing about details here that aren't that important.
Really? Not that important?
Yeah, I think the average voter who hasn't...
No, but the woman actually set up an entire server and then sent classified information over it.
Right.
I mean, and by the way, Harlan, I should point out, this is a Democrat over here. He used to support Bernie Sanders. But this is something that gets even him upset.
Well, look. If she has nothing to hide, if this isn't a big deal, why doesn't she just own it? Why does she continue to lie? She's lied about her email server for 14 months. She's continuing to lie about, you know, whether or not she sent classified emails.
Yeah. I mean, it is a big deal. And you may say, Neil, it doesn't matter to voters, but I'm here to tell you, you know what? It should. It absolutely should. Because you don't need your law enforcement officials lying to you in that way. Meanwhile, another big story to get to right now. Clinton's top aide and confidant, Huma Abedin, was outed for her role at a radical Muslim journal, working under her own mother for 12 years. At one point in time, Huma Abedin was the journal's associate editor while simultaneously working with Clinton at the White House, publishing articles attacking women's rights and American values. One of them, here, let me quote, says empowerment of women does more harm than benefit the cause of women or their relations with men. How do you like that? Among all systems of belief, Islam goes the furthest in restoring equality across gender. Yeah. All right. The Clinton campaign has said very little about these allegations so far, stating that Abedin's name was merely listed on the masthead of the publication and was not an active staff member. But here's the biggie. The biggie is that this publication that she was the assistant editor of, actually said it was America's fault for 9/11. You have thousands of people dead, and Huma Abedin is the assistant editor of a publication that says that. Neil, try and defend that one for me, because I'm interested.
Well, all I know is what is being said, which is that she was in name only at this publication. To suggest that she was working for it, I think, honestly, you have to judge Hillary Clinton by her record when it comes to how she's helped millions of women over the world throughout her entire career. And I think trying to smear, you know, someone who's assisting her for, you know, being
How is this smearing? She is the woman who actually was the assistant editor of this publication. Harlan, I mean, don't you think the American public deserves to know that basically the woman who is the top aide to Hillary Clinton right now, could potentially be chief of staff should Hillary Clinton be elected, has been involved with the radical Muslim population for 12 years?
This speaks to who Hillary Clinton surrounds herself with. And it's someone, I mean, you can say that maybe, you know, she was in name only associated with the paper, but her mother was the editor-in-chief. And she penned articles for this publication.
Right.
You know, why does Hillary Clinton surround herself with people that are, frankly, anti-American? They peddle in propaganda that I find very offensive. This 9/11 story is just outrageous.
Oh,
anti-feminism. I mean, you can't defend this, Neil. I mean, you know this. You supported Bernie Sanders. Why did you flip-flop and support her? You know that she's a flawed candidate.
I'm supporting Secretary Clinton because the alternative is Donald Trump, someone who is dangerous for the country and dangerous.
Yeah, you can support Jill Stein.
This is the guy who doesn't have the temperament. He can be goaded into a fight with a tweet. I don't trust that guy with international policy any further than I can throw it.
And yet you trust the woman who's the assistant editor of a publication that blames you and your country for 9/11.
I trust that Secretary Clinton is a far better choice in this election than Donald Trump will ever be. And that's it.
All right. Harlan and Neil, good to see you guys. I know I'm going to see you again shortly, so don't go too far. Donald Trump is insisting he is not backing off a key part of his immigration stance, mass deportations of millions.